People think losing something means life is punishing them. But what if loss is not a punishment, but a push? This is a life-changing story in English. What if the moment everything breaks is the moment you're being redirected to something far better? And what if the worst day you fear is secretly the doorway to the best chapter of your life? Today's story challenges everything you believe about comfort, safety, and the idea of starting over. Deep in the mountains stood an old, forgotten temple. Its marble walls were covered in moss, and the courtyard was silent, frozen in time. At its center hung a great bronze bell, dusty, cold, untouched for years. Birds flew past without caring, but one tiny sparrow saw something no one else noticed. Inside the hollow of that old bell was a perfect home, cool in summer, warm in rain, safe from every danger. Twig by twig, she built her nest. She lined it with feathers. She sang every morning and rested in the quiet afternoons. To her, the silence of the bell meant safety. She believed it would never ring again, and so her world felt complete. But life never stays still. One morning, footsteps echoed across the courtyard. The monks returned! After years of silence, they decided it was time to ring the bell, to call the villagers to prayer. The sparrow had no idea. She sat peacefully in her little world. And then, boom! A thunderous strike shook the bell. The nest shattered, twigs scattered, feathers flew. In one violent moment, her entire life collapsed. Terrified, she fled the temple, crying inside, "Why me? What did I do wrong?" She wandered through valleys and branches, hungry, exhausted, and lost. Nothing felt right anymore. But something inside her whispered, "Keep flying, keep searching." And she did. One afternoon, she followed the sound of rushing water into a hidden clearing. Sunlight poured through the trees. Berry bushes glowed with red fruit. A crystal stream sparkled nearby. Strong branches arched overhead, perfect for building a new home. It was paradise. She began again, this time with stronger twigs, steadier wings, and deeper wisdom. The new nest grew larger, safer, and warmer than the first. As she settled into it, feeling the gentle wind and hearing the song of the stream, she understood the truth. If the bell had never rung, she would still be trapped inside a dark hollow she mistook for safety. Friends, life is the same. We all build comfortable nests, our jobs, our relationships, our routines, and we think they will last forever. But sometimes life strikes the bell. Things fall apart, plans collapse, and we whisper, "Why me?" But the end of one nest is not the end of your story. It's an invitation to grow, to move, to discover the places you are meant to reach. The very force that breaks you might be the force that frees you. So when your world shakes, don't freeze, don't panic, don't stop. Keep flying, keep building, because your next chapter may be the most beautiful one you'll ever live.
Deep analysis. When you look closely at the sparrow's journey, you realize it isn't just a gentle story about nature. It is a mirror reflecting how we as adults react to change, fear, and growth. And the first insight is uncomfortable. Your comfort zone is not safety. It is a trap disguised as peace. The sparrow believed the silent bell guaranteed protection. Many of us feel the same about a stable job, a predictable routine, or a relationship that just works. But comfort without progress slowly becomes confinement. Even Steve Jobs once said that being fired from Apple, his own company, was the best thing that ever happened to him. The bell rang for him too, and that shock opened the door for Pixar and the iPhone. Sometimes life pushes us out simply because we refuse to walk out. The second perspective is about loss itself. We often treat losing something as a sign of failure, but loss can be a form of direction. The sparrow didn't know she was flying toward a better forest. She only felt the pain of her broken nest. It is the same for many people who later became wealthy or fulfilled. Oprah Winfrey was removed from her first TV job. She cried, questioned everything, and wanted to give up. But that rejection redirected her career into a space where she could build an empire. The pattern is clear. The moment you think life is breaking might be the exact moment it is shaping you. The third insight is perhaps the most empowering. The quality of your future depends on how you rebuild after the shake. The sparrow's second nest was larger, stronger, wiser. That is the mindset of long-term success. Wealthy people do not avoid failure. They treat failure as raw material. A downturn in business becomes data. A broken relationship becomes clarity. A job loss becomes an invitation to upgrade skills. This is how growth-minded people quietly outperform others. They rebuild with intention, not fear. So when the bell in your life rings, remember this: the sound is not there to scare you. It is there to wake you. It is there to lead you toward a chapter you would never reach if everything stayed the same. The question isn't, why did this happen? The real question is, what the beginning of your next, stronger nest?
Lessons and practical takeaways for viewers seeking growth and wealth. The sparrow's journey is more than a comforting story. It is a blueprint for anyone who wants to grow, earn more, and build a better life. The first lesson is simple but hard to accept. Your next level of wealth rarely comes from comfort. It comes from disruption. It comes from the moment life shakes your bell. Many successful people admit this. J.K. Rowling created Harry Potter only after losing her job, losing her marriage, and sitting in a cafe with nothing but one idea. Her bell rang loudly, painfully, but it forced her into the path that made her a billionaire author. Comfort protects you. Disruption transforms you. The second lesson is about rebuilding with intention. When the sparrow made her second nest, she did not repeat the past. She used stronger twigs, chose a better location, and built with greater patience. This is the mindset of people who rise after failure. If you lost your job, do not rebuild the same career on the same shaky foundation. If your business failed, upgrade your skills, understand your numbers, and design a smarter model. Wealth grows from reflection and deliberate action. A crisis becomes expensive only if you refuse to learn from it. The third lesson is about persistence. The sparrow kept flying even when everything looked hopeless. And this is where many adults get stuck. They quit too early. But wealth, real, sustainable wealth, is built the same way nests are built. Twig by twig, habit by habit, day by day. Warren Buffett became one of the richest men in the world, not by huge leaps, but by compounding small decisions for decades. Your next chapter will not arrive in an explosion of luck. It will arrive through steady upgrades in thinking, skills, and discipline. And finally, the most powerful truth. What feels like the end may be the beginning of the life you were meant to live. The bell that destroyed the sparrow's first home guided her to a paradise she never imagined. Life often works like this. A layoff redirects you to a better industry. A breakup gives you back the time to grow. A failed project teaches you the lesson that saves your next million. So when life shakes your world, do not freeze. Do not run back to the hollow that felt safe. Lift your head, strengthen your wings, build again, this time with vision, with courage, and with the knowledge that the next nest you create might not only be stronger, it might be the most beautiful chapter of your entire life.